I'm David Noel. Welcome to episode 02 of SMB. The topic today is the Big Bang theory and the age of the universe. Here I'll show why the Big Bang theory is a myth and how this myth arose. In episode 01, we saw why the idea of an expanding universe is quite wrong. The expanding universe error gave rise to the popular idea that the universe had an age, a time in the past when it began. Physicists had an estimate of the rate at which the universe was supposed to be expanding. Winding this supposed expansion back to zero gave the idea of a time in the past when everything was supposed to be compressed into a single point at the beginning of time. In 1949, during a broadcast on the BBC, noted cosmologist Sir Fred Hoyle referred to the expansion theory as the Big Bang and commented that it did not stack up when given a detailed examination. That was the origin of the phrase Big Bang. Fred Hoyle supported the idea of a steady-state universe, one in which individual items within the universe could appear and evolve, but where the universe as a whole looked more or less the same. He thought that people liked to believe that the universe had a beginning, often because they encounter the idea in religious tracts, such as the book of Genesis in the Bible. In fact, if you look at beliefs around the world, there are more than 100 so-called creation myths. One example is that the universe hatched out of a giant egg. The idea that the universe is infinite in space and time, and so doesn't have an age or a beginning, doesn't always sit easily in people's minds. In this episode, we'll see how this eternal universe concept gives the best fit with all the real evidence. Let's go on to list some of the main reasons why the Big Bang theory is wrong. In the usual Big Bang theory, the time at which the universe was calculated to have its beginning works out at about 13.8 billion years in the past. First reason for doubting this. We've seen in episode 01 that the universe is not expanding from a single point some billions of years in the past. So there is no reason to set this time as the beginning of the universe. Second reason, with modern telescopes, we can now see a long way back into the past, well over 10 billion years ago, and sometimes over 13 billion years. The galaxies we see from the distant past look very much like the same as do closer galaxies, which we see in the recent past. There's no evidence of anything different about them, nothing to suggest the universe was different 13 billion years ago. Moreover, we can work out how old a galaxy is from its physical characteristics. Looking at the picture from 13 billion years ago, we see the same mix of old and new galaxies as now. These include galaxies which were already some billions of years old, and so must have existed before 13.8 billion years ago. Also, we can now see galaxies with redshifts indicating that they are well beyond the supposed Big Bang limit of 13.8 billion years. Some are as distant as 16 billion light years. The new James Webb telescope is likely to reveal more and more galaxies older than the supposed Big Bang. Third reason, the Big Bang concept goes against one of the basic laws of physics. This is the law of conservation of mass energy. It is neither created from nothing nor destroyed. The Big Bang theory is the only thing in current science to imply that this law can be broken. This third point, then, is a killer point. You would think that no professional scientist could accept a theory which breaks one of the basic laws of science, but belief in the Big Bang is still common, even in academic circles. In fact, the Big Bang is just another creation myth. It doesn't have any greater scientific standing than the idea that the universe hatched out of a giant egg. Okay, now we've shown that the Big Bang never happened, we can have a look at the real situation. There'll be more detail of this in other episodes. We'll just look at a couple of the ground rules. New ground rules. The universe is infinite in space and time. It does not have a beginning or an age. Individual components like galaxies or stars are born and live and die, each according to their own situation, but the large-scale appearance remains the same. Number 2. While the universe maintains the same large-scale appearance, individual galaxies follow cycles of birth, evolution and death, during which they recycle some of the universe's mass and energy. How they achieve this recycling is the subject of other episodes in this series. In closing, here is a link to a referenced article on the web which gives more detail and links on the current topic. Following are some links to other sources available to you, both episodes on our YouTube channel and a website including articles which quote established and referenced data. Have a look. So it's goodbye from me, David Noel. Keep well.